This poll shows Trump only up by 1%. Within the margin of error here, only a few percent are undecided. So do you think North Carolina is really going to come out to turnout on November?
Oh, I think absolutely. Turnout's been high in the last several presidential election cycles. You could go all the way back to the 2000 election, where, of course, the Bush-Gore election came down to just those few votes in Florida. And we've really seen an uptick since that time, where more Americans are voting, at least as a percentage of the electorate and in raw numbers. And so, turnout's been up over the past several presidential election cycles. And given how competitive it is in North Carolina, and there's a large body of research that political scientists have put together that shows competitive elections predictably increase turnout. So in an election that not just our poll, but many other polls are also showing to be a toss-up, I would expect that turnout will be very high in North Carolina in 2024.
We are sitting 2 months almost to the day from Election Day. So what specifically are you looking out between now and then?
I think that it's important to follow the narratives of the campaign. I think when Joe Biden was the candidate for the Democrats, the Republicans were crafting a broader narrative of strong versus weak. And that started even before the Biden debate performance. That sort of language was being dropped into a lot of messages. But after the debate performance, it seemed to really reinforce that narrative. Biden struggled, of course, in that debate, but even his voice, it was often sometimes hard to hear him, and his voice even sounded weak. Trump, of course, after the debate, the assassination attempt, his fist in the air, blood coming from his ear, it epitomized strong in that image. So this strong versus weak narrative was where I think the election was going with Biden as the candidate. I think that's been complicated now with Kamala Harris. Harris has come out sort of touting her accomplishments as a prosecutor. And I think that's no accident. I don't think that's a coincidence. She's deliberately picking that so that she can look like she's a strong candidate to counter that narrative. I think now to answer your question, where are we going? I think we have to see where that broader narrative now takes us. Does the narrative sort of continue on the Republican side of trying to push strong versus weak, or will the Trump campaign pivot and try something else? I think on the Harris side, the broader narrative there is stable versus unstable, and I think you'll see messages that sort of play to that broader narrative. So keep an eye on broader narratives as we head into the home stretch. I think that it will be interesting to see where the campaigns go in this home stretch.